Okay, I mean, I think it's important to probably give a little bit of a background from the club's point of view as to why we sort of come up with this idea and why we then got into an agreement with Tifosy to go forward with them. So we had 4 years out of 6 in the Premier League, but fundamentally we'd spent all the money on players, and we ended up sort of being back at square one with facilities which were old, facilities which were the same as 20 years ago. We got a football pitch with a hill in it. We got a gym that you couldn't swing a cat in it, let alone lift a weight. We've got porta cabins which have got mould in that people are changing in, and we're a Category 1 academy. We got together as a group of people and gone, we've got to change this. And this idea all grew from, we drew Arsenal away in the League Cup 4th round last year. So we got together and said, well, we're going to make significant money from this because of the gate receipts at the Emirates. We thought, well, what can we do with this money? So we decided, well, let's start a Colney Development Fund. Colney's the name of the training ground. And any extra money we get outside of budget from stuff like this, let's reinvest back into our players and our staff and improve the facilities. As a group of people, from the board all the way down, we'd meet every week, and then that's when we obviously met the guys at Tifosy. That was the sort of start of the journey and a little bit of the sort of reasons why. If you look at it, it's obviously an attractive structure for the club and for the investors. So one big thing we spoke about is what are the new opportunities? What new people are we going to meet here who might be able to invest in the club in the future, whether that's as a supporter buying a season ticket, introducing a child to the ground, or even a potential high-end investor who wants to get on the board. Our target was to raise £3.5 million. With all these things, you have to set a maximum. So we decided to set it at £5 million, of which, if we're being honest, at the outset, we thought was ambitious, to say the least. And just doing a little bit of market research with the guys made us feel confident we'd get somewhere near the £3.5 million. You get some key investors who are investing in this, who are used to investing, who know all the rules and regulations, but also we're a football club, and a lot of supporters are investing in this, and we had a duty to our supporters that we weren't seen to pull the wool over eyes. At the forefront of the owner and the board was always constant transparency. So then we looked at the term, doing it over 5 years. The reason why we need 5 years to raise the money back, we need it attractive for the investor, that they're not just getting great interest rate, which is what it is, for just a year or for 2 years. So we needed a length of time where we felt, yes, we can put a business plan to make sure we can pay that money back at the end of it, but also make it really attractive to an investor that put 5 years at 5% on my whatever amount of money is miles better than what we're going to get in a bank, and probably in the foreseeable future out of a bank. In terms of the annual interest, as James spoke about, we pay 5% cash and then 3% in club credit. Club credit is really important to us. It might just get them to walk into the club and go, I want to spend my 3% on a club shirt. Oh, while I'm here, I'm going to have a look at the restaurant. So that was really important to us, and I've got to say, so far that seems to be paying pretty big dividends to us. We've got the promotion bonus. So when we get promoted to the Premier League, each investor will get 25% of what they invested as a bonus. Investor privileges is a big one. So the minimum you could invest was £500. So if you invested £500, you get a quarterly newsletter, you get exclusive interviews to do with the academy, etc., etc. All the way up to 25,000 being the maximum from a privilege point of view. You can invest more than that, but that was our sort of cap for privilege. And within that, if you invested 25,000, you and a guest get to come to a home game, sit in the boardroom, which is where the owner is, the board of directors are, where the manager comes after the game. Just one point as well. Obviously, we have the interest payment that we have to consider every year as a club. And that was a major question from our supporters, not necessarily people who invested, but actually fans of, that's more money you've got to find, does that mean another player sold or whatever? The fact of the matter is, at the training ground at the minute, we spend around £150,000 a year renting porta cabins. So straight away, we've already got 150 grand towards our interest. Before we launched it, we met with supporters groups to give them an exclusive look of what it would be, to get them on board, to get them to understand it, because straight away, as soon as you put this live, certain folk will want to turn around and go, oh, club asking for more money again, what are they doing, where's all the money gone, all the questions. So we spent a massive time engaging with the media, with the PR, our supporters, to make sure that when it went live, we actually hit all the key messages that we wanted to hit, and fortunately it worked. I'm just going to run you through quickly, because we are running out of time, on how you actually sign up. So if you're the person looking to invest in this, how it doesn't show that you're trying to sort of trip anyone up, but it also shows that it's not scary for someone who's maybe not used to investing. So stage one is the teaser sort of phase. So this is where we're building awareness about it. We sent lots of stuff for our social media platforms, and it got people on the hook to go, oh, what's this sort of going to be now? Then we had the pre-registration phase. So what we wanted to do was give every supporter out there an opportunity to pre-register before it went public. Then we had the priority phase. That was the people who were there on the night, where it was, that was their priority to invest. Sort of, this is the website sort of look. Obviously, it's important that it's tailored to the club, so people knew it was Norwich City when they come on, and not just some other investment. Yeah, this is how it looks. So you'd go to the website. This is what you'd find. Then you'd click through the stages. You'd go, you sign up. Very, very simple, either through Facebook or email. What everyone would be used to now. Then the self-certification, which is you'd say what type of investor you are. Then we'd have your sort of profile completion, then an investor questionnaire. So this is where it was really key that you basically had to ask questions as simple as, do you realise this is unsecured and you could lose your money? No. If not no, you get pushed out as to, well, you shouldn't be doing this. If yes, move to the next thing. So we made it really simple without being derogatory to people, but we wanted to make sure it's completely foolproof. And to prove that, I did it successfully, so it worked. Then we did the payment method, very simple. Put your card details in as you would sort of buying anything, and then a confirmation at the end. And it was as simple as that. To sign up, when we were doing it through the tests, you literally could do it in 2-3 minutes and you were there. And it became really, really simple.